on you every play tonight. Okay? And then come out and have fun. The gates are locked. Ain't nobody getting out now. They can't run. The gates are locked. Let's bring the fight to them, guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Let's pray.
right, so the bunt attempt there by Wheat, the catcher, went foul. So we got an 0-1 count. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The second baseman's coming in on the bunt attempt, and he's going to rip one to third. He's going to throw to first, and again, runner advances to second, but the runner at third does not advance.
And welcome, everyone. We were talking.
Yeah.
Couldn't hear us, but so we are back on. Thankfully, you could see everything that was going on, hopefully.
Yeah, apologize for that again.
I think I'm going to blame it on the table. I can't see. There's too many wires on one spot.
There's a lot of stuff here. All right, so we got 2 outs here, and Braden Callens is up to bat. He is the first baseman. And again, we've got 2 outs here in the top of the first. It is 1-0 White Oak. Runners on second and third. A little meeting at the mound there, right? Making sure you get your signals straight. Again, Kanzler, he settled in a little bit, right? He had a rough little patch there the first couple of hitters, but he's kind of settled in and looks to get this third out. And this is a tighter strike zone than we saw the other night. They're going to make him earn every inch of every pitch.
You gotta adjust sometimes.
Yeah, you do. And again, each umpire has a different version of what they want to see and what they're looking for, and so you got to make that adjustment. So 1-0 count here. That's down the middle. All right, 1 ball, 1 strike. And again, as we said before, I mean, he's not going to wait long. Kanzler's going to get up to that mound. He's going to get his foot on the rubber there and get ready. Here he comes and fires. Off-speed pitch, just a bit inside. Buzz the tower a little bit there.
Yeah. We had some the other night that were just turning left. They were going right to the batter, and then all of a sudden it
just sharp hook.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. I went the other night to on Tuesday night, went and caught a White House game, and I think Tyler High hit about 11 batters in that game. It ended up being 20-0, and there wasn't much hitting because it was just hit by pitch, walk around the bases kind of thing. It was a rough night, and that one's fouled back. So we got a full count here, 3-2 with 2 outs. So again, on the pitch, the runners are going to be going here. Well, they might go. I mean, you'd probably send somebody. You might not, but 3-2 with 2 outs. Nobody on first, but you got guys on second and third. I wouldn't be surprised if they at least take a good look. That ball's driven in between first and second, and it gets through. Picked up by the right fielder who throws home. You got to play at the plate. Oh, and Prince is unable to make the grab. So a good piece of hitting there by Callens. He's going to drive in 2 runs. And now your score is 3-0 White Oak here in the top of the first.
Man, what a start for White Oak. They're making a statement. I don't think they like that 10-0.
No.
Some of the players before the game, you couldn't hear it, obviously, because we didn't have sound, but their favorite memory was 10-0 blanking White Oak, and White Oak didn't like that, I don't think, Jeremy.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out and make a statement there, and now it's Tatum's turn to counter, right? Again, not the start you want, but again, it's early. There's plenty of time left in the game, and so just settle in here and get that third out. 0-1 pitch is a ball high.
Wind is whipping out there in center field. That's why you see our camera moving a little bit.
Yeah, flag's blowing in. That ball's low and outside. So 2 balls, 1 strike here in the top of the first. Again, it's 3-0 White Oak, and you've got Levi Sipes, who is the center fielder, up to bat. Fouls that one back, and now we're at a 2-2 count. So we got 2-2 with 2 outs. We used to say deuces wild in the dugout when this happened. We'd flip our caps upside down like we were rolling some lucky dice.
They still do that?
Yeah. We watched the game the other night. They were doing it. So you got White Oak's doing it. They're looking for some luck for another base hit, and Tatum's wanting to shut the door here. So 2-2, 2 outs. Kicks and fires right down the middle. A little breaking ball for the looking. He caught him looking with a strikeout. So that's going to end the top of the first. Again, 7 batters come to the plate, 3 runs scored. and it's a 3-0 White Oak, and we'll be right back after this break. All right, we're back here for the bottom of the first inning, and again, leading off for Tatum as he does almost every game, if not every game, is Grant Adcock, the center fielder. And again, pitching for White Oak is Logan Langweish. All right, here we have the first pitch of the bottom of the first inning. First pitch is in there for a strike. Here comes the windup and the pitch. Again, right down the middle. So quickly 0-2, just like we started the top half of the first inning. And now Adcock's going to try to battle here and stay alive and get a pitch he can hit and drive. All right, he settles in. Here comes the windup and the pitch. And he fouls that one away. So again, we're going to reset here at 0-2, bottom of the first. Again, White Oak took an early 3-0 lead. Capitalized on a walk and then a couple of well-timed hits to score 3 runs. Right, here's the windup and the 0-2 pitch. Just outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Called third strike on the outside corner. Got him looking, so 1 out here in the bottom of the first. And now coming up to the plate, the number 2 hitter in the lineup is Cooper Whitus, the shortstop. Cooper's batting a little bit over 400 this year. And again, he plays a great defensive shortstop, and he'd love to add to the offensive cause here. And here's the windup and the pitch. Ball 1. Again, you can probably hear on our broadcast a little bit of wind out here in the field. It's blowing in pretty hard. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's outside for ball 2. All right, here's the 2-0 pitch. And a line drive, deep drive into center field. And the center fielder camps underneath it. Took about 10 steps to his left and made the catch. So quickly we have 2 outs here in the top of the bottom of the first, excuse me. All right, coming up to bat is our number 3 hitter, our catcher, Jackson Prince. Again, Jackson's batting about .380 on the season. Another good hitter here in the Tatum lineup, just an efficient hitter. He's going to foul the first pitch off to the right-hand side. Hits the netting. And again, we're 0-1. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. The windup and the 0-1 pitch. It's low and outside. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs.
All right, the little things. Seems hopefully working now.
All right, here comes the pitch.
Ooh.
Called a strike. I think if I'm Jackson, I'm asking why I didn't get that pitch called in the first inning, right in the top of the first. That was more inside than was given early, it seems like, in the game. Again, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here, bottom of the first. And swing and a miss. That'll end the first inning. Again, your score, White Oak Roughnecks 3, Tatum Eagles 0. We'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back here to Tatum, Texas, home of the Tatum Eagles. I'm Jeremy Diamond here with my good friend and boss, Brett Swinney. Normally you'd hear Jaron Peoples on the call, but he brought in the B team tonight, and our hope and goal is to –
There we go.
Hey, look, there we are. Our hope and goal is to bring you the same quality broadcast that Jaron's done all year. And, again, we're moving into the top of the second inning here. Brett, thoughts on that first inning?
I think, Tatum's got to settle in here in this top half of the second. I think they've kind of got off to a slow start. Big night, senior night. They're trying to make kind of end the season on a good note. But White Oak's they're having nothing of that. They're coming here to play. They feel like they're desperate of a win, right? They're in that fight for those playoff spots, and so a win, I think, locks them into the playoffs. So this is a huge game for them, and I think that showed so far.
Yeah, and who doesn't love to play spoiler, right? Like, that's always the best. Take out one of the top teams in district at the same time while improving your chances of getting in the playoffs. That's like a win-win. Again, we're top of the second here, and quickly two foul balls, and so we're at a 1-2 count here.
We got box A2 AM says, let's go Tatum. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, high fly ball to center field. Center fielder's coming in. Adcock makes the catch. So we got one quick out here in the top of the second. And again, we're going to have our 9th place hitter. This will be number 5, Tate Salter. And again, Tate is the
he's the DH.
DH, yes, sorry.
Yeah, he's hitting for the pitcher. Ooh.
Foul tip, strike 1. Again, this inning looks much better right now for Kanzler, right? He looks more calm.
Yeah, he's settled in now this inning a little bit.
Yeah, and I think you know, he does pitch at pace, but sometimes you got to take a breath in between, right? I think he rushed things a little bit early in that first inning, and so now he's going to settle into a rhythm here. And again, quickly 1 and 2, back-to-back hitters again at 1 ball 2 strikes. That's what you want, right? He's at his best when he's efficient.
Oh, good off speed there.
What a great pitch. That was filthy.
Hmm.
All right. And then that brings us back to the top of the lineup. And this is, again, Jackson Ludlow. He actually walked to start the game and scored the first run of the game.
Ooh, good pitch
Starts
again.
him out with strike 1.
Chancellor's really looking like he's got something rolling now.
He's feeling it. And again, that's when he's at his best, in a good rhythm. Got that call that they didn't get in the first inning. So quickly 0-2, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Let's get this thing finished.
Oh,
just missed.
Man,
that's okay. That's a good 0-2 pitch though. See if he'll chase. Right, last one was a strike. Is he going to go for it?
It's a good location, just right outside the zone. Make him think about it.
That one's in the dirt. And Ludlow's batting .400 on the season. And just missed with another one. So we're 3 balls, 2 strikes. So full count here with 2 outs.
Ooh.
And that one's high. It doesn't quite come over on the off-speed pitch. And again, he walks for the second time and 2 at-bats. And that's what you don't want. You don't want free runners.
Right, especially with you had a good inning going there. You had a chance to close the door. Now you just left it crack just a little bit. We'll see if Tyson McKinney here can take advantage for White Oak here.
Yeah, McKinney comes in the season batting just under .300. First pitch, strike. Yeah, and Kanzler threw 33 pitches there in that first inning. You definitely want to get that count down. You don't get to stay long if you throw too many pitches, right? So you want to get that number to back down to a reasonable number here. That one's in the dirt, just missed. You know, and watching Tatum games, I got to give credit to Jackson Prince. He does a phenomenal job as a catcher of framing pitches.
Yeah.
Sometimes pitches are just off, and he does a really good job of making the umpire think that they were right on. That's a high, loud foul ball headed toward the Little League field over there.
Oh, wait, up the hill there.
It did. It was close to a headache. Thankfully,
Man, they can watch 2 games from those stands right there. I think that's the seat I'd get, Jeremy, right up there.
You need
just turn around and watch the
little pivot seat you can spin back and forth on. All right, here it is. 1-2 pitch, 2 outs. Gets a ground ball to second. He's going to flip to the second base or to the shortstop, and we have 3 outs. So that'll do it here for the top of the second. Again, White Oak 3, Tatum nothing, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Bottom of the second inning here, and you got the DH up to bat, Colt Bullard. So again, a quick 1-2-3 inning for White Oak on the first inning, and so not many pitches thrown. In fact, only 12. And so I think, that's Tatum wants to work counts and tax pitchers, and so they're going to try to look to that here. So, again, first pitch here, bottom of the second. Here's the windup. And first pitch strike, a little off speed there. All right, so 0-1 count to the DH. Here's the windup and the pitch. Outside, ball one. That one was low and outside, so 1 ball, 1 strike here. Again, thanks for tuning in. We're glad you're here. Jeremy Diamond, Brett Swinney on the call tonight. That ball is fouled off to the third base side. Got to the dugout there.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Chat with us. Let us know you're tuned in. We had one so far, but let us know that you're listening here. We're talking to ourselves, I guess.
Yeah.
Hopefully somebody out there, y'all can hear us and talk back to us. Let us know how we're doing. And
especially now that things are working better.
Yeah.
That ball is just outside. I think they thought they had it, but just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs.
Some of them might have liked it better. They might not have liked to hear us talk.
That's true. That is true.
No.
That is true. I've got teenagers at home. They might tell you the same thing at times.
Yeah.
All right, 2-2 pitch. Just a bit outside, so works the count full. Yeah, we threw this out here last time. Didn't get a bite, so I'm going to try it again. I'm going to see, and if not, I'm retiring the question. But my question is, what would be your walk-up song?
Hey, I answered when I was
You did. You were the one that answered. Well, that's a loud fly ball to right field. Right fielder settles under it and makes the catch. So first out here in the bottom of the second. So again, tell us if you're hitting, what would be your walk-up song, and then if you're pitching, what would be your walkout song for that as well. Sometimes they're different, sometimes they're the same. And again, I think that's what makes baseball unique, right? You get to hear the personality of the hitter and the pitcher when they come out, and it's a lot of fun. All right, so here's Cody Hines up to bat, your second baseman, batting 5th tonight. Ball 1, high and outside. That one's low, so 2 balls, no strikes here. All right, here's the windup and the 2-0 pitch. Driven back up the middle to the shortstop. He gets it on 1 hop and fires to first for the out. So you got your 6-3. So 2 outs here in the second. And it brings up our first baseman, Brody Downs. One of my favorite things, too, about here at Tatum is they do a really good job with their music selection. It's a lot of fun. Kind of makes that atmosphere a little bit better.
It's on point.
Yeah, it is. It is. So hats off to those guys that take care of all that. First pitch in there for a strike. Just missed. All right, so 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. And Downs is looking to make something happen here. So it just missed. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Misses just low.
I think he tried to too much on that one almost.
Yeah, he overthrew that one a little bit, right? You're trying to hit it in the perfect spot, and you aim instead of throw, and you get yourself in trouble. All right, 3-1 pitch.
Oh, I think he went around.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And he wishes he hadn't, and now we're back to a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning. Again, if you're tuning in with us, White Oak took an early 3-0 lead in the first. And that's still our score now.
And
I'm not sure. They'll take it. White Oak. Tatum's going to get their first base runner of the night. Downs at first base. And you got the senior, Dustin Hennigan. Henny coming up to bat here. Again, he's playing left field as he usually does. So he steps to the plate with a runner on first. 2 outs, bottom of the second. High fly ball to right field. That ball's tailing foul. Oh, and just out of reach. What a great play. Almost was able to get there.
That was McKinney out there. And right.
What an athletic move there. To get even close to that is impressive. That ball started fair, and I think the wind just pushed that thing way out of there because it didn't look like it was going to be that far foul, and it just kept going. So, again, Hennigan's going to get a reset. Downs got all the way to the third before Coach made him – he didn't catch the coach, said it was a foul, and so he had to come all the way back.
2 outs. He was running.
Yeah, he said, hey, contact, I'm gone. All right, so 0-1, 2 outs. Pitcher's in the stretch. He comes set, checks the runner at first, and here's the pitch.
Ooh.
Breaking ball.
Good pitch.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. That had some good late movement on it.
Kind of froze the batter a little bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't what he was expecting.
Yeah, I think he was looking for heat outside, and he got a curve dropping in there on him. All right, 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. Fouls it off again. Out of play.
Heads up.
Another headache. And on the hill.
Oh, there's some kids under the age of 6 probably over there.
Yeah, there's some little ones that need to be paying attention. That's dangerous. We had one the other night come back this way, and it just got over the net and just outside of our coverage here and almost hit a couple of high school girls. And, you know, you got to have your head on a swivel when you're at the baseball park because that ball can go anywhere. All right, 0-2 pitch again. We're going to reset for the third time. Again, Henny's looking to stay alive here and then looking for a pitch he can drive. Pitcher comes set. He's going to check the runner. Here he comes home. And again, another foul ball and another headache.
Man, it's a bad spot tonight. Oh,
yeah, that was
almost
close.
The same area it just hit. Now, I don't know if they give a free snow cone or whatever to that. May be a spot you want to stand if you're looking for that.
When I was a kid, it was gum, right? You got gum, and then we realized later as we got older that the gum was less expensive than the baseball. All right, 0-2 pitch, 2 outs. Again, we're going to reset. Here it comes. He's going to drive one over the head of the pitcher on the bounce. It's scooped by the shortstop, and he makes the play for a 6-3 put out. That's 3 outs here in the inning, and that'll do it for 2. Again, we'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back. Jeremy Diamond, Brett Swinney, top of the third inning here. And up to bat is the third baseman, Jordy Robertson. Again, Kanzler's on the mound for the third inning. He takes the windup and the pitch. A little bit low.
The chat's awful quiet tonight, Jeremy. We got to
get
the chat stirred up. We got some people watching.
Yeah, let us know you're tuned in. We're glad you're here. Give your favorite team a little love tonight. Whether you're from the White Oak area, you're a Tatum Eagle, you're from Tatum.
Tell us where you're watching the game from.
Yeah, maybe you might be out of town. All right, ground ball to the shortstop. He scoops it, makes the throw in plenty of time for the out. That's one out quickly here in the top of the third. Again, Cooper is a vacuum. Anything in the general area of shortstop is probably going to be an out pretty quickly. All right, up to bat is the left fielder. It's Brady Greenwood. Here's the pitch. On the outside edge of the plate, got the black there. So quickly 0-1. And here's the windup in the pitch. The 0-1 pitch is just outside.
It's a good pitch, though.
It was. You know, you might get into chase. That first one was close. Reach out a little bit further.
And Prince did a good job of framing it.
Again, ground ball to second. Hines scoops it up, and he makes the throw to first for the second out of the inning. All right, so quickly 2 outs again here in the top of the third inning. Your score, if you're just tuning in, is White Oak 3, Tatum 0. Again, they scored all 3 runs in the top of the first, and then it's been fairly quiet since.
Yeah, it kind of got off to a quick start, and since then it's just been a pitching duel here.
Yeah, you kind of thought in the beginning there it might be one of those 14-10 games or something, and that ball did not break. It came out of his hand, went behind the batter. So 1 ball, no strikes again in the windup. He calls time.
Umpire wouldn't even.
Yeah, the umpire saw the timeout call and walked away hoping that the pitcher would see it. Again, Kanzler is a quick worker. He doesn't waste any time. So if you're in the box, he's ready. Catcher Colin Wheat here up to bat. First time up, he grounded into a fielder's choice to end the inning. Or excuse me, to end the inning, to get the second out of the inning. I apologize. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the windup in the pitch. That ball is fouled back behind the plate. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Ball on the inside part of the plate for a strikeout looking, and that'll end the inning. So again, a good quick inning there for Kanzler. It's a 3-0 White Oak, and we'll be right back after this. All right, if you're tuning in with us, again, Jeremy Diamond, Brett Swinney on the call, and we're getting serenaded by our the great Pat Green, right? Wave on Wave, one of the great songs. A great song.
This is gonna make me want to sing on air.
We'll save everybody that. Again, if you're just tuning in, welcome.
And if you're wondering, there's no Jaron. No, he had the night off. He's got some family time at church tonight, and so. Hopefully he's able to tune in when he gets finished to kind of finish this game off. But we're trying to fill in the gaps for him tonight.
That's right. Yeah, Jaron does a great job. And, again, just excited to be here. This is a beautiful ballpark.
That's my first time here, actually.
Okay.
So, I'm impressed. The facility's top-notch here.
Yeah, don't sleep on the Tatum Eagles and their facilities. They are fantastic. Really some of the best that I've been around in a long time. And, again, you know, this community has invested well in baseball, and it shows.
Yeah.
All right, here comes the third baseman, Tucker Anthony. So, again, Tatum's just had 1 base runner tonight. It was on a walk. And then right after that, we got the out.
So what you're saying is we have a no-hitter going.
Yeah, no hitter so far. Again, we might have done the announcer jinx. I guess if you're on one side, you probably don't want us to say that. The other, you're happy that we did. But again, bottom of the third inning here. Fist that one off a little bit, jammed him just a little bit.
Oh, and a tough spot in between the White Oak defenders.
Yeah, one of those moments where there was not good communication.
Yeah.
And a little duck snort.
Did I just announce or jinx that?
You did.
I just said that.
No hitter is now gone.
So I'll give a shout out here, Scott T. He may be mad at me now that I just did that, but he said, thanks for the feed, love the quality, go White Oak.
There you go.
Thanks, Scott, for tuning in. Glad you're enjoying it. Share out with your the rest of your White Oak fans out there.
Yeah, hey, we're 1-1 for chats, 1 for Tatum, 1 for White Oak. Who's going to win the chat battle tonight?
We'll see.
All right, pitches outside for ball 1. Again, so this is Caden Tatum up to bat here.
Got to talk a little bit with Coach Foshi before the game and was appreciative of the coverage as well for his Roughneck squad. Didn't go their way, but it was an incredible game, and so far it's looking like a really good one here too.
Yeah. Again, don't sleep on high school baseball in Texas, right? What a great bunt. No play there at second, so the throw is made to first base. So again, a good sacrifice there.
Little small ball action.
That's right. And again, Tatum is good at that. That's the thing that I think they pride themselves on. If you ask Coach Russell, is advancing runners, and this is really their first opportunity tonight to get to do that. And now we're back to the top of the lineup here with Grant Adcock, your center fielder. And you're going to have the normal pitcher-catcher conference because now there's a runner on second.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure signs are clear and you got to change them up so nobody gets a hint on what you're trying to do.
We got Caden Robertson in the chat says, let's go White Oak. Well, welcome, Caden. Thanks for tuning in. White Oak, 2-1 right now.
All right, come on, Tatum. Don't let them win.
We're keeping count.
That's right. All right. Runner on second, takes a lead. First pitch is in there for a strike.
I like it. We should start doing this and see who has the most fans in the chat.
A little chat competition. Again, subscribe. We'd love to have you part of it. Again, we have an app. It is free.
That's all you have to do to chat is just subscribe.
That's right. Fly ball to left center field. Center fielder's underneath it, and he makes the catch. The runner's going to tag but not go.
Now batting number 21, Cooper White.
All right, and then here comes the shortstop, number 21, Cooper Whitus. You know, Jaron was telling me that Cooper was part of that state championship basketball team. So a man of many talents.
Yeah. Oh, we got Mindy Robertson now in the chat. Go White Oak. Let's go next. Man, the White Oak fans are out in force.
They're coming in. All right, 2 outs here, runner on second. He gets in the stretch, takes a look at second, comes home, and the ball is low.
Good job there by the catcher to block it.
Yeah, it got away from him a little bit, but not enough to make a difference. Did a good job sliding over and making the play there. And
that's Wheat, the pitcher from Tuesday night's game, pitched to Jim on Tuesday.
Man, what a deal, right? Go from pitcher to catcher. That's a tough gig. All right, here he comes set, takes a look at the runner on second, the 1-0 pitch. Oh, he throws back to second. He's back in plenty of time. That wasn't close. But again, sometimes you just check to let him know that you can do it.
Making sure he's ready, you know.
Yeah, if you're not paying attention.
You got Paige Simmons, another for White Oak. Man. Okay.
All right, he comes set again, 1-0. Oh, time is called. So everybody's going to reset, get comfortable again. Again, we talked about this pregame, right? Tatum is good about this. They're not going to let you take forever. They want to move. They want to keep going.
They control the pace.
All right, kick and the pitch. He's got a good slide step. I don't know if you saw that there, but he doesn't get much. His foot doesn't really come off the ground very far.
We got Caden's mom. He's throwing for a chance to go to state in shot put tomorrow, I'm guessing. So we appreciate the opportunity to watch.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, here's the pitch. That ball's hit into right field, gets past the second baseman. They're going to hold the runner at third. So here we go. Runners at first and third. with 2 outs. And Tatum's looking to make a little noise.
So first and third. Yeah, we got Joanna Barnes. Let's go Roughnecks.
Okay.
Man.
Hey, so Joanna Barnes has a daughter. Her name was Jenna. She played soccer and multi-sports at Hubbard Middle School back when I was there. So shout out to Joanna Barnes there.
Are you giving your age away?
No. She's young.
Okay, all right.
No, not that long ago.
Well, we're young too, though,
That's
right?
true. That we are young. We are. All right, Jackson Prince here up to bat. Again, the third hitter here for Tatum in the lineup, and he's the catcher. And he's going to call time.
It is whipping out there.
It is.
I saw somewhere on the weather it was, up to 30-mile-an-hour winds.
So,
hey, you got a heart symbol on that one, Jeremy. I think it's for you.
Hey, she's awesome, and her daughter was a fantastic soccer player. She was a stud. She played varsity as a freshman. And
all because of your coaching, right?
No, none of mine.
Okay.
None of mine. I won't take any credit for that. But she was a phenomenal athlete and is a phenomenal athlete, and she's at the collegiate level now.
Yeah, she just said she's playing at TJC now.
Yeah.
She said we are old.
Oh, he fouls out. Oh, it's a fair ball. We got a runner coming home.
Save. And
but
got him at first.
But he gets
it's
the put
a force.
Yeah.
So the runner doesn't get
the
cross.
run does not score.
Wow.
One of those crazy plays.
Man, what a play.
Yeah, so the old unusual 2-3 put out. And again, Prince fouled that. He thought it was a foul ball, so he didn't move.
Yeah. That's why you always have to run. It's
And I think there might have been a mixed signal there. The umpire didn't make it clear one way or the other. And but again, we're ending the third inning here. Coach Russell's not happy. We'll be right back again. 3-0 White Oak. Thanks for tuning in. All right, welcome back. We're moving into the top of the fourth inning. Again, we had 3 runs scored in the top of the first, and not a whole lot there. We thought we might have something there, kind of an interesting play.
Yeah.
Prince kind of did that like protection kind of swing. And then he kind of nubbed it, but it stayed fair. He didn't run right away, and the catcher was smart, picked it up, threw it to first, and then you got to make the umpires make the call, right?
Yeah.
And he did. He forced their hand, and they said it was a fair ball, and so that was unfortunately the third out. The run scored before the throw, but again, if it's a third out, it doesn't matter. On the force to first base, right on the force play, or force anywhere.
So I wanted to also let you know, if you saw the commercial advertisement, they're always looking for sponsors. This stuff it's free to you guys. It's free to the schools. Tatum Baseball is sponsored tonight's broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
But, if you have a business that want to advertise with us, reach out to on our website, NETSN.live. There's a place to reach out for information. Or if you just want your team covered, reach out to us there on the website, too. We'd love to cover your school. And we cover all the schools we can in the East Texas area.
Yeah, and again, it's a thing that we love to do. We love sports in general, and we love to showcase high school sports and kids that don't maybe have a broadcast company that works for the district, and so we get a chance to do that and love it. Again, ground ball to the second baseman Hines, and Callens grounds out, and that's the first out here in the top of the fourth inning.
That's quick.
Yeah, it was quick.
That's what Chancellor likes.
Yeah, he's all about quick and efficient. I think that's when he's at his best. All right, here's the windup in the pitch. That ball's fouled off. Oh, headache. Oh, that almost got a kid. That was I think it went between her feet. No joke.
Oh.
That was a foul ball that went right between that poor child's feet. She had no idea. Thankfully, probably.
She would have.
That was a hot shot.
She would have had an idea if she'd have got hit.
Yeah, it'd have been terrible. Thankfully, nobody's been hit yet tonight, but
that's our disclaimer. No one was injured in this broadcast.
That's right. Yeah, we're not responsible for any foul balls hit. Again, thanks for tuning in.
Come on, Tatum fans, where you at tonight? We got White Oak in the chat. Got to get some Tatum. They may all be here though. They may.
That's right. That's true.
Be at the game. So
that's true. And you got Levi Sipes up to bat. That is a loud fly ball to the center fielder, Adcock. He takes a couple steps to his left and makes the catch. And we quickly have 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. And that's going to bring up number 12, Will Thomas. Again, he's the second baseman. He flied out to center his first at bat. First pitch just a little high and outside. But again, like we said, much more efficient this inning again from Kanzler. That one's just a little bit inside and low. So 2-0 count here with 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. Wind up and the pitch.
Oh, good block by Prince.
Yeah, again, nobody's on base, but you gotta do those things, right? Just get in the habit. You don't want to take a play off. All right, 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, they're talking about what they want to do here. You don't want to give a White Oak a cheap base runner here if you don't have to.
Let's go, Logan!
All right, here's the windup and the pitch. And that one's right down the middle for a strike. Again, Thomas was taken all the way, right? Because 3-0 count, you want to make him earn it. Now here is a 3-1 pitch. That ball catches the outside of the black, and so now we're to a full count. So from a 3-0 to a 3-2, right? That's the way you want to do it.
2 pitches changed the whole bat up.
Yeah, forces a ground ball to the first baseman. Downs takes it unassisted for the 3rd out of the inning, and that's going to end the top of the 4th. Again, White Oak 3, Tatum 0. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Again, Jeremy Diamond on the call tonight with my good friend and boss, Brett Swinney, coming to you tonight from Tatum, Texas, home of the Tatum Eagles.
Not the only game we have on tonight. Jeremy, we've got a couple of games. Softball, I think it's Joaquin and Shelbyville. Larry's on the call on that one. And then Center and Hudson play tonight in Center. Shires and I think Mr. Locke is on the call for that one down there in Center. So lots of action on NETSN. And remind me, it's got to be expensive. How much is it to watch and get the app or any of that stuff?
It's a free $99, so it doesn't cost you a dime. It's again, that's what we love to do, right? We love to do this. It's not free all the way, right? We have sponsors that help do that, and so we'd love for you to join us as a sponsor, as a partner, again, to help bring high school baseball, football, basketball, right, softball to your hometown.
We even have a conversation today about track. Doing a track meet sometime.
Nice.
So we'll see about that in the future.
There you go. All right, so Colt Bullard, the DH, is up to bat, and it's a 0-1 here in the windup pitch. And quickly 0-2.
Oh, Jaren just texted me. He said, hadn't gotten to watch it. How's the stream doing? Oh, well, it's doing pretty good. You should check it out,
Yeah,
Jaren.
should jump in. All right, 0-2 pitch here and the windup. And that one's low and outside. And again, if you haven't noticed, it's pretty windy out tonight. Wind's blowing in from right center field.
Ooh,
That one's way outside.
man.
Nothing like baseball games, right? I think that's the only place you can get away with heckling a high schooler, right?
Yeah.
You can heckle a high schooler, not get in too much trouble. All right, 2 balls, 2 strikes here, bottom of the 4th inning. And here's the windup and the pitch. Oh, that's a loud high. That ball's got some snow on it coming back down from the atmosphere. And it's not the normal, but a fly out to the shortstop there, right?
Yeah, way up.
Way out there, and that was way in the air. That would have been one of those you could have sent a Starlink satellite up with, right? That ball had some height to it. And then here comes the second baseman, Cody Hines.
Let's go, Cody!
Cody's got the pink batting gloves, the pink elbow brace, and shin guard. And that ball is high. So it's always fun when he gets to first base because he has to hand the coach half of his wardrobe.
I know.
Right? And
He's got more padding than the catcher we talked about sometimes.
Yeah, it's something different from when we played. All right, 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Again, 3-0 White Oak. That ball's just outside.
Wheat tried to frame it a little bit there.
He did. You know, I think that's such an art form to do that well. And a lot of that's just keeping your body still. You know, when you have to slide over to make a play, it looks like it's a bad pitch even if it's not, right? And so the art is being able to catch the ball and not do too much movement where it looks good. All right, 3-0 count here to the second baseman, Hines. That one's on the outside corner of the plate. And Hines is looking to do a little damage. Ground out to the shortstop, first time up for him. And that one is low and outside, and he draws the walk.
Brody down.
All right, and then his right side of the infield counterpart, first baseman Brody Downs, is coming up to plate, and he'd love to move his teammate around the bases here to get a little matriculation.
This is a big inning. They've got a base runner here with less than 2 outs, so it's a good chance for Tatum here to put one in play and maybe try to get a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, and you got Hines there putting on the oven mitt for the sliding mitt. Ground ball through the hole on the right-hand side, and Hines is going to get to second. He's going to hold up and get back. But again, good piece of hitting there by Downs. Found a pitch he liked right off the bat and singled into the opening there between the first and second baseman.
Yeah, now you got 2 on now. A runner in scoring position, only 1 out. So
Yeah, and Hennigan ended up grounding out to the shortstop as well in the second inning. But now he's got runners at first and second with just 1 out. And he'd like to do some damage here on senior night. Again, he was one of the seniors recognized tonight. And so I'm sure he'd love nothing more to make that a highlight of senior night, get him an RBI or 2. All right, pitcher comes set, checks the runner and the pitch. And that one is a foul ball behind us.
somewhere out there. Please don't hit anybody. Okay.
Yeah. I'm telling you, there are baseballs flying all over the place tonight. So make sure you got your head on a swivel if you're at the field, because you never know when it's coming your way. All right. And the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 0-2.
Ooh, that camera is really whipping out there.
Yeah, it is.
It's actually, I think, moved the pitcher's like almost off screen.
Yeah, it's a kite in the wind out there. All right, 0-2 pitch. Fouled off, stays alive. And again, Langwash on the mound has been very efficient tonight, right? I mean, he's only thrown 43 pitches through 3 innings. And so he's had a good chance here, and Tatum would love to get that pitch count much, much higher.
Ooh, that was close.
Catcher tried to frame it there. He just didn't get the call. Again, half the stadium loves the pitch. Half the stadium is not happy at all, right? Kind of the norm. All right, so 1 ball, 2 strikes here, 1 out. Runners at first and second. Again, you love a ground ball here to the right-hand side or a base hit to the right-hand side. He's going to reach out and hit that one. It's going to go out into foul territory. The first baseman comes over, and he makes the grab.
Now batting number 5, Tucker Anthony.
All right, so 2 outs here, bottom of the 4th inning. Again, Tatum really needs to get something going here. It is 3-0 White Oak. Again, all 3 runs were scored early in this game, first inning. And Langwash would love to shut the door here on any chance of a rally for the Tatum Eagles. And he hits the first pitch. He kind of hits it off the end of the bat. It's into shallow right field, but the second baseman makes the catch. And that'll end the threat and end the 4th inning. So again, our score is 3-0 White Oak, and we'll be right back with the 5th. All right, welcome back again. Jeremy Diamond, Brett Swinney here on the call tonight in Tatum, Texas, and we're moving into the 5th inning. And we got Shut Up and Dance with Me on the loudspeaker here, and we're bringing you another great game tonight. Again, both these teams played on Tuesday. Tatum pulled out a late rally and won the game. And right now, White Oak has the 3-0 lead.
Yeah, it was a thrilling game. This one so far has been kind of quiet, minus that just those first few batters for White Oak. They got off to a good start, and we'll see if Tatum can rally. But White Oak's got a chance here to add to their lead.
First pitch there is inside.
We got somebody saying vote for Tatum. I'll eat chicken nuggets. That's okay. There may be an inside joke there we don't know about.
Yeah, I don't know. I like chicken nuggets.
And then Coach Butler from ARP is checking in, saying they're playing Troop, ARP and Troop softball, playing in Rust for the district championship tonight. There was a split the regular season, and so they're playing for that seed since they'll both be, I think, small school. So good luck to both teams there.
Yeah, and again, we have a quick 1-2 count here to the 9th place hitter for White Oak.
He's also telling Tatum to lock in.
There you go. Oh, strikeout. Got him on the inside part of the plate. Caught him looking. Great pitch there. That just froze him up. And again, that's Soto, number 7. I think I said Salter. I apologize for that. That's Soto. That just got the strikeout there looking. So 1 out in the inning.
No fear, Jaron is here.
Uh-oh, here comes. Tatum Love is coming in. All right. Well, hey, top of the lineup here. Again, Jackson Ludlow. Drives the ball up the middle. The second baseman gets to it, throws it to short, and the relay is not in time. Again, that'll be a base hit up the middle there for Ludlow. That's a tough play.
Spot.
Yeah, it was a great pickup there to keep it from going any further. Again, Ludlow walked twice and now has a single on the night. So he's been on base all 3 times. He scored in the first and then was out on a fielder's choice in the second.
Oh, plunked him.
Got him.
That's one way to get on base. I didn't like doing that when I played.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't feel very good. That's for sure, and especially with a guy that throws heat. So again, hit by pitch. So runners will go first and second. 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning.
This is the dangerous spot here for Tatum, Jeremy. They're down 3. You don't want to give up any more runs at this point, and White Oak's got 2 on with 1 out here.
Yeah. Then you got Jordy Robertson. I believe he's playing DH tonight. I think we had that wrong earlier, but he's your third place hitter here up to bat with runners on first and second with 1 out. And the pitch, and that one's in the dirt. Prince does a great job of getting that on the bounce and holding both runners in place.
Your Tatum try to, I'd want it to go to either Whitus or Hines there. They kind of suck up and see if they can turn it a double play
Yeah,
here.
if it goes near those guys, you've got a almost certain double play. That ball's outside, ball 2.
But
Yeah.
Chancellor also can't lose focus. He's got to make sure to take care of the batter here, not let the runners bother him there on base.
Yeah, he checks the runner at second. 2-0 pitch, comes home. Ooh, that one.
A little low, maybe.
Yes, that was on the black, so it must have been a little low. So 3-0 count here. Again, you don't want to lose this hitter. Big pitch right here. Batter squaring to bunt. I would be shocked if he bunted it. I think this is more of trying to distract the pitcher.
Yep.
And he gets his wish, ball 4. And now you got bases loaded with 1 out, and your cleanup hitter, Greenwood, up to bat.
I mean, do you see a visit from the Tatum dugout at some point, maybe to settle him down? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe even their catcher walk out and,
Yeah, it's interesting. Again, you got Greenwood coming in. He's batting lefty. So left-handed cleanup hitter here. Again, bases are loaded. You've got Ludlow at third. You've got McKinney at second. And you have Robertson at first. And Greenwood up to bat here. 1 out, top of the 5th. Pitch comes in. And it's swing and a miss.
There you go. Take care of the batter.
He needed that one. Yeah, I think you just focus on the guy at the plate. Get the out, get the inning rolling again in your favor. 0-1 pitch is quickly 0-2.
Yeah.
And again, he's behind. Don't give him anything off speed. Run straight gas and make him swing a third time, right? I might even go high here. I think I'm gonna raise the eye level a little bit here.
Take a chance of throwing a ball behind the catcher.
And there it is, strikeout.
Man, that's what they needed, that one right there.
Yeah, it never hurts to have an extra supply of gas, right, that you can go to. And again, that's his 5th strikeout of the game. The other night when he pitched against Brookhill, I think he had 11, if I remember right, maybe even 12. But I know he had double-digit strikeouts in that game, and again, he's up to 5 in this one. So 2 outs here, bases loaded, and you've got the catcher, 23, Colin Wheat, up to bat. Strike 1.
You said Wheat. Chancellor's throwing heat
Yes,
right now.
yes. And first inning, Wheat grounded into a fielder's choice, and then second inning struck out looking. So he's 0-1 here, 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. Oh, strike 2. Got him right on the inside, right off the hands. It looks good, but, man, even if you hit that, there's not much you're going to do with that, right?
Chancellor has settled himself down here, and he is.
Yeah, Logan's just got to take a big breath here and then throw another fastball right by him. Just blow the doors off right here. Just a bit outside. All right, so 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Again, bases are loaded. And he's going into an abbreviated windup here as opposed to just out of the stretch. And the pitch.
Oh,
right down the middle on the breaking ball. Caught him looking, and that'll end the inning. Again, he struck out all 3 batters in the inning that were outs. And we are now going to the middle of the 5th inning stretch.
That was nasty, man.
That was filthy. We're going to stay here and let you listen in real quick. Good time here. A little take me out to the ball game. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we're glad you're here. Jeremy Diamond and Brett Swinney here with NETSN, broadcasting here from Tatum, Texas, home of the Tatum Eagles. Again, it is a 3-0 White Oak. All 3 runs scored in the top of the first inning, and then there's been a couple of moments where it looked like we might have some action, and both pitchers have done a good job of shutting the door. And now to bat, you got Caden Tatum, the 9th place hitter. And he'd love to get on the plate here, get on base, and give a chance for Adcock and Whitus to bring him home.
Ooh, fouled that one straight back. Yeah, he's got wheels, so he's one that you would want to get on base. And maybe you can get him moved around, and I think at least getting something going. And they can just get a dent in White Oak. Like right now, White Oak doesn't feel threatened. I think Tatum can get a little bit of momentum going. That'd really help them get going in this game. I think it's just going to take one. The other night it just took one, and the floodgate kind of opened up, and they were able to come back.
Yeah, sometimes you just need that momentum, right? You need to see that it's possible. But again, 0-2 count here to Tatum. He's fouled off both pitches. Here's the windup and the pitch. Ooh. And he fouls that one off just barely.
Yeah, I think he was fooled a little bit.
He was.
He was just trying to make contact. He was way out in front of that one.
That was the staying alive swing right there. Just make contact and get your chance. Get a chance at another pitch. So again, 0-2 for the second time. And he's going to fly one out to left field. About 4 or 5 steps in for the left fielder, makes the catch. And we have our first out here in the bottom of the 5th. And here comes the center fielder, Adcock. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out in the first, looking, and then in the third, flew out to center field. And again, Langweiss has been very effective on the mound tonight. He's pitched a great game so far for White Oak. First pitch foul. It's coming our direction over here, kind of to the and again, almost a headache. We've had a lot of close calls tonight.
That's why I told my son he can't go over there.
Yeah, hard hats for everyone, right? All right, so 0-1 here to Adcock, bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. And he drives one to the third baseman. He scoops it up, makes the throw. It is high, and it gets away. That ball is going to go into right field, and Adcock is going to cruise in a second. Again, I think he might have been safe either way, but very certainly so with the throw. But probably an error there on the third baseman.
Yeah. I think even Jaron would give an error on that one if he's tuned in. He doesn't like giving the errors.
Yeah,
Keith, I think Jason and Keith are on one end of the scale. Maybe you're in the middle.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of the in between, right? Having played shortstop, he hated errors, but they happen.
I mean, we had a good view of that there on the stream. There, it was about if that was Wembenyama, he might have caught it, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. That ball had some steam on it. It was only rising. It looked like one of those softball rise balls, right?
Yeah.
But again, I would go error on that again. But this is what you want, right? If you're Tatum, you got a runner on second, one out. You got Cooper Whitus, who's probably your best hitter.
You have to take advantage of this here.
Yes.
You've been given a gift.
Yeah, and he's trying to wave the first baseman in here. The catcher is. He's trying to adjust the lineup. They were almost at. It looked more like double play depth there, but he's bringing him on the grass. I'm not bunting? Not if I'm Cooper Whitus, but it's a temptation. But I don't think you can with a guy that hits as well as he does.
You'll let him swing the bat.
Yeah, I mean,
you trust your guy, right?
Yeah, he flied out to center in the first, and then singled in the third. So he's made contact both times well, and I think you trust this guy to get a hit for you, or at least something deep enough to advance your runner. 0-1 pitch is outside for a ball.
The chat's gotten quiet.
It has.
Chat with us. Let us know where you're watching, who you're cheering for.
That's a fly ball there into right center field. Is that going to get down? And it does. It gets in between both guys. And Whitus is going to get into second with a double. And here comes the runner to the plate. The throw is wide. And Whitus is headed to third. And he's in on that too. Woo!
Man, a big play for Tatum right there.
And the bubbles are blowing here in Tatum, Texas.
There they go. Up here.
Man, what a great hit there by Whitus. Again, a fly ball into right center field. Both the center fielder and right fielder made a play and missed. Whitus got to second on it and then got to third on the throw home that got away.
That was the run they needed, and Coach sees what's happening here for White Oak, and he's gonna
call everybody to the
come
mound.
out, everybody out, settle everybody down. It's just one run.
Sure.
You know, you have the runner on third now though. So Tatum's, I mean, I think you hit away, and if you can get a good ball deep in the outfield, you can get a run home here.
Yeah, again with one out, right? This is the situation you want to be in. You want a fly ball, like you said, deep enough, right? Preferably to the right side of the field versus the left. And again, Whitus has got speed, so he just needs one about medium depth.
Yeah.
He doesn't need it to be super deep. And Jackson's the guy that's going to try to get that done. And again, it'd be even better if you could get a single here, right, and keep it moving with just one out.
See, if you're Lynx watch here, you want to settle down and just, you know, you've had a couple of bad breaks. You had the overthrow, and then maybe, you know, I don't know if you misplay in the outfield, but you can't. You pitch well. You can't let that bother you. You just got to worry about the guy at the plate. And I mean, if you give up this other run, you still have the lead, but you want to make sure you get this guy out.
That's right. Yeah, you got to get an out here. You know, one run is not the best idea, but it's better than giving up, you know, two.
Ooh.
And again, a fly ball. That's going into left field. That looks like it's going to get down. It does. And here comes Cooper Whitus. And Jackson Prince is going to get into second with a stand-up double on an overthrow. And thankfully there was backup there. That could have been even worse.
Yep.
So again, back-to-back doubles. And all of a sudden it's a new ball game.
Are you giving that a double, or is it a single with the you know, he threw home?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to get two either way there.
Okay.
I'm going to give him the double on that one.
All right.
But again, RBI there for Jackson Prince. So back-to-back RBI doubles. Again, that play in right field, if Jason's probably calling that
error,
right? But man, that's a tough play. Both guys coming in full head of steam, and you don't want to kill your teammate, right?
Yeah, that's where you've got to talk there. And, and one of you's got to let the other try.
Yeah, my daughter's boyfriend was playing as a freshman, and he collided with another guy and broke his jaw and had to have surgery on a collision like that. Ball gets away, and Prince advances to third on a wild pitch. So a ball, and again, runner at third, and
now we're in the same situation as we were a minute ago. One out, runner at third.
Yeah, and again, you got Bull, and Bull's got plenty of power to put that ball out there a long way. Last time he hit a sky-high fly to left field. So again, 1-0 pitch here. Runner on third, one out. And he takes a big drive out to center field. Center fielder's drifting back. He's going to make the catch. Runner's going to tag. We're going to have a relay, but it's not going to be in time. And he does his job. Sacrifice.
And we have a new ball game.
We have
Jeremy.
a brand new ball game. Yeah, so sacrifice fly to center field, plenty deep.
Do we think they were waiting for Jaron to hop on the broadcast?
I think they must have been. They must have known they needed some support. Again, a great game, right? Now we're 3-3. It's a brand new ball game. And now the pitcher here's got to settle in. Got two outs. Hines hits the first pitch out to left field again. Just another one of those well-placed hits.
That's some funky spin on it.
It had some, it had a little bit of side spin there, and a bloop single to left field. So again, 3-3 ball game. The first run of the inning was got on base because of an error, but then back-to-back hits by Tatum scored 3 runs, and then now we've got a runner on first with 2 outs, and Downs up to the plate. First pitch is outside and high. Again, this is what Tatum does, right? They take what has been a pretty low-pressure situation so far for the pitcher from White Oak, and all of a sudden they've turned the heat up.
Yep. Doesn't take much. It's when you as a good teams take advantage of mishaps. Right? You have a couple of things that White Oak maybe they should have made a better play in the outfield. The throwing error.
Yeah, for sure on the throwing error, right?
Mm-hmm.
That changes this game completely, or at least makes it a lot more difficult. Again, ball's outside 3-0. I've noticed some growing frustration in the infield with some of the White Oak players at the balls and strikes that are being called. And you can't do that, right? You might be frustrated, but you can't let that show. That can affect your play on the field, and you got to just go right back and be ready.
Yeah.
It's hard, right? It's hard as a young player to not get frustrated when you feel like the calls aren't going your way. But you can't change that. It's out of your control. You can only control what you can control. So 3-1 pitch here, 2 outs. Fouls that one off to stay alive, and we're going full count. So, again, we got Hines at first, 3-2 with
pitch.
2 outs. Yeah, so, I mean, he's running on the pitch, right? As soon as that kick is made for him to come home, Hines is going to take off, and Downs is going to do his best to get that ball in play. All right, so pitcher shakes off the sign. He says yes. He comes set, checks the runner at first, comes home, and swing and a miss. So strikeout ends the inning. But again, Tatum does the job of putting 3 runs on the board, and now we have a tie ball game. 3-3 after 5, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Again, man, that ball game literally flipped. You look at the scoreboard, it's 3-0-0-0, and on the other end it's 0-0-0-3, right?
Yeah.
And now we have a tie ball game.
Brand new game here.
Yeah, and again, Langwash is up to 79 pitches through 5, and then you've got Kanzler at 89 pitches through 5.
So it kind of balanced out a little bit.
Yeah, it's coming back around again early. Kanzler threw a lot of pitches early in the game, and then he's kind of settled back in, and then that inning was kind of the opposite, where Langwash had a tough time getting outs there, and the pitch count went up a little bit. All right, quickly 2-0 here to the 6th hitter in the lineup, Braden Callens. He's the first baseman. The windup and the pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. All right, 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's coming inside and didn't break, so 3-1. And that was an off-speed pitch that started to move and just didn't have enough spin on it to come back across the plate. And the windup and the pitch. That ball is fouled out to the right again, heads up. That's going into the Little League field, and it does. It catches fence on the bounce.
And coming all the way back down.
And the chase is on. All right, so 3 balls, 2 strikes here. And the windup and the pitch. Fouled off again, so we're going to reset at 3-2. Yeah, this is a big inning for both teams, right? 3-3 ball game, brand new game. It's almost, again, it's 0-0 essentially, right? It's a tie game. And so now you got to reset who's going to win the last 2 innings. Pitch is high and inside for the walk. And so White Oak is in business with the base runner here.
And you wonder now that the game is tied and the pitches count is getting higher, how much of a leash that your pitchers are on now. Maybe a little shorter leash than you were earlier in the game.
Yeah, and we don't have a great vantage point of either bullpen. but I don't see anybody up yet throwing in either bullpen. But we've got a runner here. So we've got a courtesy runner coming in. Trying to get a look at that number there. The numbers on White Oak are hard to read. The maroon on the dark gray is not an easy spot, especially from this distance.
I like the jerseys.
No,
but
they're cool.
They are hard to see.
Yeah, you need some trim around it, white trim, something. All right, so Levi Sipes, the center fielder, steps in here. Runner on first, no outs. Top of the 6th inning. Right down the middle for a strike again. Catches that outside the outside of the plate, but again over the middle enough to get that strike call, and 0-1 quickly. He takes the runner at first, and he's back in time. That was a quick move.
Oh.
Whew. Thankfully, the third baseman was paying attention and in on that in case of the bunt. So Anthony did a good job there on the help. Here's the 0-1 pitch. He checks and kicks. Just a little low, says the umpire. All right, 1 ball, 1 strike. He comes set, checks the runner, and fires. Right down the middle, swing and a miss.
Nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Like we said, all gas, no brakes. All right, so the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes, and no outs here. Runner on first. Pitch, and he got him on the outside edge of the plate looking. That's strikeout number 7 on the night for Kanzler, and the first out of the top of the 6th.
That's a big strikeout right there.
Yeah, that was. All right, then this brings the second baseman, number 12, Will Thomas, up to bat. Will's flied out to center and then grounded to first the last inning on an unassisted play there by Downs. And that ended the 4th inning. All right, here comes the second baseman, Hines. Again, this is something Tatum likes to do. They like to bring in the second baseman.
I call it the blitz.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
It worked the other night.
Yeah, it's not what you typically would see. Instead of having to roll over and rotate for the second baseman, you leave the first baseman covering. And that was tough.
Man, like you turn like it's going to come at you, and then it breaks right across the plate.
Yeah, that must have caught Black, because that was still pretty close to inside, but he got the call. All right, so 0-1 here. Squares to bunt. It's a pitch. He pulls the bat back, and the ball is high. So, again, hard to know if the guy here is going to decoy and just try to get the bunt look to bring the infielders in. Earlier they did that and then slapped one, and it was picked up by the third baseman. All right, 1 ball, 1 strike. He squares the bunt again. The ball gets away from the catcher, and the runner is going to advance to second on the pass ball, or on the wild pitch, excuse me. All right, so it's 3-3 here. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Runner at second. Kanzler takes a breath here. Puts his foot on the rubber, checks the sign, comes set. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. Again, he's got great stuff, right? He's got a lot of swing and misses tonight.
He's done good at kind of every once in a while throwing in that off speed just to kind of keep him off balance.
2-2 pitch is grounded again to first. Oh, an unlucky hop off the bag. Runner's going to round third and shoot for home. Throw comes into first. And a tough play if you're the defense, right?
Yeah.
And timely hitting if you're the offense there. A single by Will Thomas, again, skips off the first base bag into right field. And we have a runner at first with a run in, so now it's 4-3 White Oak. And I think that might do it for Kanzler tonight. That's a tough way to end your night too, because you got the ground ball you wanted. Just unfortunately hit the first base bag.
Let's see who they're going to put in. Looks like they're bringing in Caden Tatum, the lefty, in right field. So Caden Tatum will be pitching now, the lefty. So that's a different look.
Yeah,
you as a lefty, you come in, you switch that side up now, right? You gotta.
Yeah, as a hitter, that's a tough change, right? And he's not short on power either, but it's a different look, right? Different body type, different build. But again, left-handed, that ball comes in from a different angle. It's got different spin on it, and so it's gonna probably take the hitters a minute or two to adjust to that.
Well, that's what you're hoping too. You're hoping it's just enough to kind of throw them off.
Yeah, so Tatum slides over to pitcher there. I'm trying to see who's in left field.
Well, they sent
right field.
They sent somebody out to right.
Right field, excuse me.
And Chancellor came off the field. So he came out.
So Chancellor's out.
Aiden
Courtney.
Aiden Courtney's in right. Okay.
So then that looks like, if my math is right, Courtney would come into that 4 spot, but you might still have Bullard as the DH there, right? And then Tatum still stays in the 9th batting spot, but now he's on the mound.
Yeah.
And again, he's going to get an extended warm up here, right? Because he's coming in to pitch, coming in from the field.
Yeah, let's take a break while you're
let's do that. All right, we'll be right back. Again, thanks for tuning in. All right, welcome back again. Jeremy Diamond, Brett Swinney here in Tatum, Texas. We've got a new pitcher on the mound. He throws the first pitch, and it's a swing and a miss.
And what a spot to come in, right? You've got already you inherit a runner now trailing.
And quickly 2 strikes.
Yeah. If he comes in and gets a 3-pitch strikeout here, that would be huge for Tatum.
It would be massive here. Again, runner on first, 1 out. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He comes set, fires. That one's low and inside. I think we announced or jinxed that one again.
Yeah, I did that again. I've done one for each team tonight.
There you go. I guess that balances out. All right, so again, Soto's up to bat. 1-2 count. Pitcher set. Here he comes and fires. Just a little low again. So 2-2 count. Lefty comes set. He looks over at first, kicks and fires. Oh, he just missed that one again. So 3-2 count, full count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Here's the pitch. And he got him on the strikeout looking. All right, so 2 outs here.
That was a big out right there.
That was a big out, it was.
I don't know. As a reliever, I think it's harder because a starter, you control it from the beginning. Reliever, you got to come in and, you may be in a good or bad situation and kind of just have to adjust on the fly to what's going on in the game.
Ground ball again to the shortstop. He's going to step on second unassisted. So we have a unassisted play there to short, and Whiteout makes the play, and that'll end the top of the 6th inning. Again, Whiteout gets a run across the plate, so it's 4-3, and Brett and I will be right back. All right, welcome back. Jeremy Diamond, Brett Swinney, bottom of the 6th inning. Again, White Oak took a 4-3 lead there in the top of the 6th. And you got Dustin Hennigan hitting up to bat here. And again, still pitching for White Oak is Logan Langweish. And like you said, it'll be interesting to see how this kind of works out here in this inning for Langweish as he's kind of climbing up in the pitch count. Here's the windup in the pitch. First pitch driven to the left-hand side past the third baseman into left field, and he's going for 2 all the way, and he's going to get there safely. Again, another great piece of hitting there by Hennigan. Gets the double. And Tatum's in business. First pitch, first hit. That's the way you want to get started.
Hey. Yeah, I mean, having a runner in score position with no outs, I think that's ideal.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want here. And then you got the third baseman, Tucker Anthony. And so I wouldn't be shocked here if he squared the bunt.
I was going to ask you what your strategy would be.
Yeah, I think here with the with your 8th place hitter, I think I'd square the bunt here and try to move my runner here, try to matriculate him around the base path. But he's going to swing. He's going to hit one to the second baseman. He scoops it. He throws to first on the bounce.
Oh, nice scoop, too.
Nice scoop. Nice cover.
That basically turned into a bunt play.
It did. So he advances the runner to third.
So now 90 feet away is the tying run here.
That's right. And Robertson, number 4, has moved into first base. So he's been the DH. It looks like Collins has moved off the field. All right, you got all the infielders in here with 1 out. Runner at third fakes the come home, right, to see if he could get anything going, and first pitch strike. So again, this is now
try to be a
pitcher,
distraction, right?
Now pitcher Caden Tatum trying to help his cause here.
Yeah, help himself.
Yeah. So again, 4-3 White Oak here. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away. But Hennigan wasn't offering, and probably a good thing he didn't because that ball came right back to the catcher.
He foul tipped it.
Oh, he
though.
did. Okay.
Yeah, it was a tip.
There you go. And either way, it wouldn't have been a good idea if it hadn't been because the ball came right back to home plate.
Yeah, that bounce, you just never know.
That's true. All right, so 0-2 pitch here. Pitcher comes set, checks the runner at third. He kicks and fires. Swing and a miss.
He went chasing after that one.
Yeah. He was trying to do a little too much there, right? You think in your head you're going to be the guy that drives in a run and swing and a miss. So a strikeout there for Langweish.
What a batter! This is a big one right here.
Yeah, it is. And you got Adcock. Again, he struck out in the first, flied out to center in the third, and then in the 5th inning, he reached base on an error by the third baseman on a high throw. He might have made it either way, but definitely a high throw allowed him to get to second base, and he ended up scoring the first run of the game for Tatum. So he looked to do some damage again here. First pitch is outside for a ball.
Yeah, we tried to frame it there.
Yeah,
umpire wasn't buying that one.
Nah, he said not today, but it was close. Again, it's an art, right? The catching is an art. All right, the 1-0 pitch. High and inside, ball 2. Yeah, I think it pays off to be patient here, right? With 2 outs, a 2-0 count, you want to look for something that you can do.
Yeah, especially now you're ahead. Make him come to you.
That's right. Make him throw a pitch you want to hit. He swings and he hits one off the handle almost there to the shortstop, and a pop out there. So that ends the threat, ends the inning. So we are through 6 innings. It's White Oak 4, Tatum 3. Brett and I will be right back after this. All right, welcome back. We're serenaded to the sounds of my uncle, Neil Diamond. Again, Jeremy Diamond here on the not really my uncle, but my dad did claim that in high school, and so a few people believed him.
It was close. The spelling's just a little different.
Yeah, a little different. But yeah, again, welcome back, Jeremy Diamond, Brett Swinney, NETSN here in Tatum, Texas. And first pitch from Tatum is a strike. And again, this is McKinney at bat.
I mean, what do you expect? These two teams coming down to the 7th inning here.
Yeah, man, what a deal.
Anybody's game.
Swing and a miss, and quickly 0-2.
Ooh, McKinney got kind of tied up there. He kind of committed and didn't want to.
Looked like he got fooled a little bit on what he thought was coming, and it was different. And here's the 0-2 pitch, low and inside for ball one. McKinney scored in the first, was out on a field or grounded into a fielder's choice in the second, walked and got to second base in the fifth. And that was that time when we had the bases loaded jam, and then Kanzler got the 2 strikeouts to end the inning. All right, ground ball at the middle to Whitus at short. He fires to first. Sure play. 6-3 out. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Again, Cooper Whitus is a vacuum. Anything within range is going to be scooped up, and it's going to be deposited.
You know, it's important for if you're a Tatum Eagle right now that you want to, get through this inning and get to your bottom of the 7th with a chance to tie or win this game in the 7th. So
for sure. Pitch right down the middle for a strike. And again, Tatum's come in and he's done the job, right? He's throwing strikes. He's making the hitters work. And he's been efficient so far.
Just that bad break at first really is the difference in this game right now.
That's such a bad, crazy bounce. All right, ground ball in between the first and second baseman gets through. Downs is playing tight to the first base bag, and Hines couldn't quite get there, so we have a single. And again, we have a runner on first with 1 out here, top of the 7th. White Oak has a 1-run lead here in a great ball game. Again, if you're just tuning in, 3 runs were scored in the first. Tatum came back with 3 runs in the 5th. And then White Oak says, hold on, not yet. And they scored 1 in the 6th. And so here we are.
And the chat's gotten quiet, so chat with us, let us know.
I think it's tense at this point, right?
They're into it now.
Oh, pitch gets away from the catcher there as a wild pitch and gets to second base. So now White Oak has a runner in scoring position with just 1 out. Brett, would you bunt here?
Depends on if
this is your cleanup hitter.
No, then I probably wouldn't. Depends on how if your guy's a good bunter or not.
A high fly ball out to left field in the foul territory. Oh, and just misses the play. The third baseman, Anthony, doesn't quite get there. Again, good effort. Hats were flying everywhere. Guys were running at full speed and just couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, we couldn't actually see where the play ended there, even from our great vantage point here. And
yeah, we just saw the bounce after and knew that it didn't make the catch, and the crowd was quiet. That's usually a good sign that didn't quite happen.
Mm-hmm.
But again, 1-1. Whitus is turning in something. Looks like he had a bunch of stuff go flying, and I think he's handed in some sunglasses or something, but he's going to get his hat back on, get his glove back on. And
yeah, I don't think you need the sunglasses.
No, we're past that. I had to switch mine out earlier. I couldn't see anything. I had to go out of the glasses.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 1-1 pitch. Runner at second. Kicks and fires. That breaking ball stayed high. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Greenwood, excuse me. Tatum kicks and fires right down the middle. That ball's hit past the second baseman's reach into right field. Runner's going to hold it first and third. So again, White Oak's in business. Runners at first and third here, 1 out, top of the 7th.
Hey, this is a good rally here for White Oak here. They've got a good chance of adding another run. You've got 1 on third now, so.
Yeah, and you've got your catcher, Colin Weed, up to bat. Coach is going to come down the line here, and they're going to make sure they're on the same page here. All right, this is your 5th place hitter. You're getting closer to that idea where you might think about bunting. But again, Wheat's a big guy. Maybe you want to see if you can get another single here.
Well, I mean, if he can get a good piece of I guess aluminum, whatever the bat, not wood, but I was going to say lumber on it, to the outfield, you can score a run here.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, you need a fly ball out to the outfield or a ground ball that forces a throw to second or first here to get a run. And again, you want to be careful with a ground ball because you could easily ground into a double play, right, and end the inning. And that's what Tatum would love more than anything, right, is get a ground ball to Hines or to Whitus and get that two-turn and get out of here with a chance to come back and win it. He checks the runner, kicks. The bunt sign is squared.
Ooh. Tatum was coming.
He was. And I didn't think he pulled the bat back, but he called it a ball.
Yeah, it must have been the last minute.
Yeah. All right, so 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Pitcher comes set, squares again to bunt, pulls the bunt back, and did it hit him? Oh, wait, what is he calling? Hold on.
He's giving a count.
All right, we're checking here. Both coaches are confused. Everybody's kind of confused. We're not sure what happened.
Coach Russell's still talking to the home plate umpire here. And
we're still not sure, but I believe it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, the runner did get to second in all the chaos there.
And I think they're going to send him back. I think.
Yeah, they do. Maybe they got time there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what happened.
So now it's going to go back to first and third here.
All right, so first and third, 2-1. Pitch comes in. He squares the bunt, and he misses, and it's a strike. All right, so 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Now you can't bunt, right? That would be a terrible idea here. So we're not. Oh, and time is called.
Yeah, you better be a really good bunt on 2 strikes.
I don't care how good of a bunter you are. That is a terrible time, right? So you're not going to see that here. 2-2 pitch, comes set, kicks, fires, just outside, and we're down to a full count. Again, this is that chess match, right? Runners at first and third, full count, 1 out. Time is called. Oh, that would have been strike 3. He says, can I get it? Can I get it?
Right over the plate.
Yeah, right over the middle. He's just setting up where the next one's. All right, here comes set. Kicks, fires. Ball is outside for a walk. All right, so bases are loaded.
Well.
And coach is going to line his defense here. I think he's going to go into a double play defense. Maybe bring the corners in a little bit, but not as much as they were before. So again, bases loaded, 1 out. Here, top of the 7th inning, White Oak has a 4-3 lead, and up to bat we have Braden Callens, and he would love nothing more than to get a base hitter here or put the ball in play and get a run across the board and pad the lead a little bit.
You got a courtesy runner also on first there, Jeremy.
All right, ball 1. Yeah, so courtesy runner, like you said, at first. So you got more speed on the base pass than your catcher.
Yeah.
Normally would be. Kicks and fires. That ball is fisted into right field. Is that going to get down? No, it's made. Here comes the runner tagging from third. Runner tags from second. Both runners are safe. So a sac fly there by Braden Callens.
It's a big run right there.
Yeah, big run again on the sacrifice. So runners at first and third, 2 outs. Again, now the score is 5-3, and you've got the center fielder Levi Sipes up to bat. All you need is an out here. First pitch is a strike. It's tough here because normally you'd send your runner to second, but with a left-handed pitcher, you kind of have to hesitate a little bit more because he's going to be quicker to first base, right? And
yeah.
He gets a bird's-eye view of that guy. So normally that would be an automatic shoot a guy to second, see if the catcher's going to bite. But you really can't do that here as easy.
You don't worry about it now. You just try to take care of the runner now at 0-2.
Yeah, 0-2.
Or the batter, I mean.
He's going to set, kicks, fires, swing and a miss. He's going to make the throw. And it's in plenty of time and that'll end the inning. So again, White Oak plates 1 run, so 5-3, and we're coming home for the last of the 7th inning. See if Tatum can make a stand here and send us to extras or keep us going. All right, we'll be right back. Jeremy Diamond, Brett Swinney. See you in a minute. All right, bring you back in. A little bit of young blood here. Little music here on tap here at Tatum, Texas. Again, Jeremy Diamond and Brett Swinney. Bottom of the 7th inning. This is a make or break right here for Tatum. And again, this is what you want, right? You got your best hitter, Cooper Whitus, and then you're going to follow that up with your catcher, Jackson Prince, and then you got Colt Bullard, right? I mean, if you're gonna draw up the dream scenario of the comeback in the last of the inning, these are the guys you want up to bat, right?
Yeah.
And so these 3 guys have a chance here to keep this game going, keep it alive. If we can get 2 runs, we go to extras.
Unless we get blown
3
away.
takes us home. Yeah, man, I'm telling you.
This wind is picking up right now.
Now, I'm a Kansas guy, so this kind of feels like home, right? Where I grew up in Southwest Kansas or like West Texas, it blows like this every day, but not something we're accustomed to as much here in East Texas. All right, so meeting at the mound here, a little pump them up, pep them up. And again, still on the mound for White Oak is Logan Langweish.
Yeah, trying to go complete game.
Yeah, he's going to try to get the CG win. And it's Tatum's job to do everything they can to make sure that does not happen. All right, first pitch, bottom of the 7th to Cooper Whitus. Breaks over the middle there for a strike. Again, that pitch had some movement. It looked like it was inside off the hand and came right across the plate there, swept across and got the strike. All right, here's the 0-1. He goes into the windup and the pitch. That ball's high and inside. Buzzed the tower there. Cooper flat out to center, singled in the 3rd, and then doubled and scored a run in the 5th. He was part of that 3-run rally that tied our game. So here's the 1-1. Pitcher starts his windup and the pitch. High and outside for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, it's been a great game, right? These 2 teams are fairly evenly matched.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, really, we talked about it. The crazy bounce at first base, right? This game is maybe a lot different if that ball is picked up by downs. But, again, the ball hit the bag. It's the way the game is played. And just an unlucky bounce that scored a run. And now we're at 5-3. That ball's high. So quickly 3 balls and 1 strike.
This is going to be a huge base runner. Not only getting a runner on with no outs, but you get Whitus with some speed on the base pass here to start the inning.
And I'd almost walk him here, not take a chance of him driving a ball and getting a double again, right? I don't know, maybe not, but he fouls one back. Got a good rip on that one. Just a hair late, fouls it back. Again, we've had a lot of foul balls tonight in that area. Back off to our right.
We should have had a foul ball counter.
No kidding. That's what we need, a little sponsorship for that, right? That's a friendly auto fly ball or something like that.
Yeah, we're already working our sponsorship for the radar gun.
There you go.
Radar.
I like it. Yeah, again, these broadcasts happen because people that own businesses that love these kids that play, they get a chance to sponsor a team, and we get to broadcast these games, and we're happy to do it, and we're excited to. And again, here we are in Tatum, Texas, for Friday Night Baseball. All right, so again, here's the pitch. Fouls that one off as well.
Man.
And we're going to reset at a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here, bottom of the 7th inning. Tatum trails by 2. And again, their hitter with the best average on the team by just a little bit is up to bat. All right, and the pitch. Outside for ball 4.
And great job by Whitus to work it.
Yeah,
stayed in there and waited for that pitch to to miss, and he took it.
Yeah, patient, and again, right, forces 7 pitches in that at bat. So he's also pushing up the pitch count of Langwash, and here comes the coach right on cue.
Yeah, you got a lot of pitches on his arm right now.
Yeah, he came into this inning with 87 pitches, and then 7 more there. So it looks like they're going to try to give a little time here for the reliever to come in. They're going to bring everybody in and see if they can buy some time, or maybe just a conference on the mound, and we'll see.
Yeah. I know Ludlow came in the other night in relief, so he probably didn't pitch. He probably he could probably go.
Right. Again, it's all those weird rules, right? Did a softball game a couple weeks ago and had a girl throw 2 back-to-back games, right? No pitch count, none of that, because of the way the motion's different. Where baseball, there are pitch counts, and you get to certain numbers, and it tells you how many days you can't pitch, right? And so they're going to leave him on the mound, though.
Yeah.
So coach just wanted to check in, see if he's okay, see how he's feeling. He feels pretty confident that he can stay in there. So, again, runner at first is Whitus. And, again, you got your third-place hitter, Jackson Prince, who doubled last inning and scored a run.
You mean Jackson Shane O'Mac Prince.
Yeah, here comes the money.
I love it.
Here comes the money. All right, number 7 up to bat. Pitcher's pitching out of the stretch. He comes set, takes a peek at first, throws over, and back in plenty of time.
WrestleMania up this weekend. You going to tune into that?
Man, Saturday, Sunday. I heard
it's
9
Easter.
hours.
It's Easter weekend, too. It's kind of a weird.
Yeah, who planned that one?
I don't know.
But, I heard there was 9 hours of coverage each night. That's a lot of time. My son has gotten into that. He loves it, and it's fun to watch it through his eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, swing and a miss.
Yeah, my two both like it, too. We're going to be there next Friday in the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth for SmackDown.
Nice.
So.
Nice. Yeah, he loves watching it. He just gets so into it, right? And he loves the dances and the thing, just all the stuff. All right, 0-1. Breaking ball does not break. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Prince. Again, thanks for tuning in tonight. Thanks for jumping in on the chat. We'd love to hear from you if you haven't checked in yet. All right, he calls time. Again, a great ball game. 2 great teams, a great district, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got really. There are 3 and 4 teams that are really
solid. If anybody knows
right?
if West Rusk and ARP, if that score, we'd love to know where that's at. Because it's a big game for West Rusk in the playoff picture.
Yeah, and again, checks the runner at first, back in plenty of time. He's keeping Whitus honest. He doesn't want to get him. He doesn't want to give him any kind of lead here, where he could get to second easily. So 1-1, checks the runner, pitch. High and inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. That almost got him. That almost got some bill of that cap there.
Checked him in a little bit, make sure he was still awake.
Yeah, that's that moment you remember why you wear a batting helmet, right? That ball comes in there like that, whizzing by. And the cheek protectors a lot of the players wear for that same reason. All right, so 2-1 pitch. He comes set, checks the runner, and comes home. Ooh. And that breaking ball drops over. Boy, that was nasty.
Man, he was not looking breaking ball. He was way ahead of that one.
He was predicting fastball, and that thing came off the table. That was about number high, letter high, and it dropped. Great pitch there by Langwash, and he comes set with 2-2. That one's low and outside for ball 3, and again, another full count.
Well, they're doing one thing. They're working his pitch count up. Going to be close to that. Is a 110 and finish the batter, one of the two there. You could be getting close to that here pretty soon.
Yeah, he's over 90 pitches now, and comes set, and then another walk.
That may be it.
And he knew. He knew. So back-to-back walks again puts Tatum in money business right here. Runner in scoring position on second, no outs. Runner at first. We're going to have a pitching change. It looks like we got a reliever coming in here from the bullpen.
Is it going to be? Well, maybe is it Ludlow or someone coming in out of the bullpen?
It looked like somebody's coming out of the bullpen, but we might have a position change here.
Yeah, because I know they do they did last time. They did a kind of a all switch where you had the catcher. Catcher went out. He went to shortstop.
Looks like we might have something similar to that happening here.
Yeah, I think Ludlow's is this Ludlow pitching here?
It looks like. Yeah, so you've got number 4 Robertson, who'd been at first base. Now he's out there in the infield, so he's trying to figure out where everybody's going here.
That's the only part about not being down there. They're making all these lineup changes. We're up here.
we don't get the sneak peek there.
And I'm pretty sure that's
Ludlow.
Yeah.
It's Ludlow, the shortstop.
He came in last night and got the win in relief. So he'll look to close the door here. I guess technically the 2 runners are still going to be on the books.
Yeah, they'll be Langwash's runner. So he's responsible for both of those. And again, we're still not really clear on where these guys are going to be because all 4 infielders are huddled up over here by the first base coach.
They don't want to tell us. They're
going to run the old sugar huddle, I think is what they call it in football, right? When you do the quick huddle and release. So
we got a score. Scott T says West Rusk up 10-4 over our bottom of the 5th.
So that puts pressure on this one, right?
So West Rusk, if they get the win, that'll move them to 6-5. Gladewater's already sitting at 6-5. White Oak is 6-5 currently. So, So that would mean Gladewater and West Rusk play next week. So one of them has to lose 6. So if White Oak was to hang on here, it puts them at 7-5, and they would be in. That locks them in, and then that would be a winner goes to the playoffs game for West Rusk and Gladewater on Tuesday night.
The fun of this time of year, right? All right, so it looks like Robertson is going to move from first all the way to short, and then we've got a new first baseman, number 11.
That is Ian Owen off the bench.
And again, Colt Bullard up to bat. Ooh. Swings at that first, and he took a healthy cut there.
He was looking gapper out there in left center.
Yeah. Colt's going to get his money's worth when he swings. It's a Titanic swing, and if he gets a hold of it, it's going to go a Titanic distance. All right, 0-1. Again, runners at first and second, no out. Ball's driven to the third baseman. Oh, it begs a bad hop, and he doesn't make the play. Here comes the runner from second to score. So now we got runners at second and third.
Oh, man. We talked about it earlier.
One-run game.
What did I say earlier, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Things Tatum takes advantage of.
That's it.
I mean, man, what a tough break there.
Yeah, that's a tough hop. I don't know that's an easy play. That's probably an E.
Are you going E?
Man, I don't know. That's a wicked hop. I'd probably give it the single.
Looks like. So we got still no outs here.
Yep. And Colt's going to take off all the gear and get that out there. And then we got runners at second, third. Hines up to bat. No outs. And again, 5-4 White Oak. And then they're going to bring the infield in here.
They're going to try to keep the runner on third.
Yeah, they're going to try to keep everything on the infield and try to get an out here. All right. Ludlow with the pitch. Ball 1. All right. 1-0 pitch. That ball's driven into right field. It's going to be caught. Runner's going to tag at third. Runner tags at second. Both runners advance, and both are safe.
A tie game now, fellas.
Tie ball game.
Man, oh, man.
So Cody Hines comes through with a sacrifice fly to right field.
So we got a 5-5 game with 1 out, and the winning run is on third base.
What a crazy game. Yeah. Again, this is why they play the game, right? 5-5, bottom to 7th.
Man.
Downs up to bat. Only 1 out here. And again, Colt Bullard's at third. He represents the game-winning run. Again, you just need a fly ball to the outfield, right?
Yep,
1 out. All you need Downs to do is get the ball out in the outfield.
Just get the barrel on it.
That's right. Bat to ball. Pitch. That ball has made contact, but it's a foul. Again, another headache.
that same area up there. I mean, I think you probably could have had a whole bag full of balls over there if you
if you want to sponsor the extended net, we could probably go another 15 or 20 feet up as many foul balls as we've had over there. That pitch is it's called strike.
Ooh.
All right, so quickly 0-2 here to the first baseman, Brody Downs.
This will be a huge out if Ludlow's able to get this strikeout here.
Yeah, again, Colt Bullard's at third. That ball is wide, and again, great stop there by Wheat.
Man, great.
Because that would have been dangerous.
That was into the lefty batter's box there. He did a great job of sliding over.
Yeah, because that ball is going to probably kick toward the dugout, right, toward Whitehouse dugout. It's not going to come right back to you with the ball drifting the way it was.
And the nice thing here is the hop's going to be true because it's a turf field.
Yeah. That ball's outside, so quickly from 0-2 to 2-2. Downs is patient at the plate here. He's going to make him throw something, and then again, Ludlow's going to try to force him to chase.
Yeah.
Ludlow needs a strikeout desperately, and Downs is going to try to get the ball in play so that Bullard can score. Here's the pitch.
Oh,
just misses.
Man.
He wanted that one.
They sure did.
And again, the shortstop has been very demonstrative. He was at first base early. He's been very demonstrative about calls tonight. He thought that was a strike. Again, the umpire disagrees. So full count here, 1 out, bottom of the 7th, tie ball game.
That's gonna be
and that one's ball 4.
Now, on one hand, is that not terrible?
Right.
If you could get a double play, you'd end the inning here.
Yeah, and Downs is not a speedy guy. Right, and so now does Coach is going to call time. Does he go with a courtesy runner here? I'd almost run somebody at first for Downs.
Downs probably doesn't want to come out.
Yeah, and I think they're going to bring in
just to take away the double play at this point, because they're not worried about him as a runner wise to score.
Right.
You want to take somebody that maybe can not get doubled up. Let's see if that's.
And I believe this is Tovar.
Number 9.
Number 9 is Espinoza. Excuse me. So Espinoza's coming in. So Aldo Espinoza comes in as a courtesy runner for Downs. And then again at the plate is Dustin Hennigan.
One of the seniors. What a senior moment this could be for him if he's able to get a bat on this ball here. Yeah,
and he grounded out to short, popped out to first, but then he had a double in the 6th, and then was left at third when the inning ended. And then now he's got a chance here to be the hero on senior night.
What a series this has been.
Yeah.
Coming down to the 7th inning both nights.
Games. And again, this game has been a good game tonight. First pitch strike there by Ludlow.
It's a good start. They're going to give up the runner.
Yeah.
Which now ends the double play.
Right. Yeah, so again, you want to do indifferent. You can't throw to second there because if you do, Bullard's coming home, right? You can't throw that, but that does take away the double play. So runners at second and third again, catcher's indifferent, so no steal. And then Hennigan fouls one over the first baseman. That's going to be trouble. And the ball gets down. Bullard's coming home. Is he safe? He is, and that's your ball game. Tatum Eagles 6, White Oak Roughnecks 5. What a finish.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it?
Man.
What a play.
Man, oh, man.
What a play, ladies and gentlemen. What a great game. Again, 6-5 for your Tatum Eagles. 1 in the bottom of the 7th inning
man,
again.
Oh man. What a game, Jeremy.
What a game.
Just been a part of 2 excellent games between these 2 excellent teams this week. And, man, now White Oak sits there at 6-6, and now they're going to end up probably being in a play-in game situation with a loser of Gladewater and West Russ next week.
Yeah, and the interesting thing, we talked about it, they shuffled the infield around, right? Number 4 had been the first baseman for the last 5 innings. They move him to short, bring a new first baseman in, and the ball finds you, right?
Oh, it always does.
It seems to be that thing. And so, again, the ball should have been caught. An error there. An error scores the run. And that is your ball game. So, again, Tatum 6, White Oak 5. Again, a great ball game by both teams. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, Jeremy Diamond and Brett Swinney. NETSN signing off. Have a great rest of your evening.
lean on your brother tonight. Let your brother count on you every play tonight. Okay? And then come out and have fun. The gates are locked. Ain't nobody getting out now. They can't run. The gates are locked. Let's bring the fight to them, guys. Yes, sir. Hey, brother. Let's break.
The Northeast Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at netsn.live.